Hey everyone, James Lynch here doing a quick reaction video to the news that Nick Diaz is out of his UFC 310 welterweight fight against Vicente Luque, and replacing him is going to be Thembo Gorimbo. Love this fight. Good step up here for Thembo. Thembo's wanted this fight for a while. If you remember, when they booked this fight initially for the Middle East, Thembo put his hand up and said, look, if Nick Diaz is out, I want in. Then there was thoughts it was going to be on maybe the Utah card, and then they moved it to UFC 310, and now he gets the fight, and really good opportunity here for Thembo. Obviously for Luque, glad to see he is still on the card. I think this fight makes a ton of sense. We'll get into that in a second, but I want to first talk about Nick Diaz. We don't know exactly why he's out. There was this video that surfaced online, supposedly by an ex-girlfriend, saying that, you know, with Diaz shirtless in public, trying to get a random piece of grass on fire. I mean, I don't know if that's him or not, but even with this all outside, I don't want to see Nick Diaz fight anymore. And this is not me trying to be disrespectful to Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz was one of my favorite fighters to watch when I started watching MMA. I remember his fight with Diego Sanchez way back in the day. I mean, there was a lot of stuff to like about Nick Diaz, but he's 41. And, you know, I still see the fans of his saying, well, he was injured in the fight with Robbie Lawler. And, you know, when he's going to come back, he's going to look a lot better. It's like, for what, though? What's the purpose? We know he's not going to go on any type of run. That Robbie Lawler fight was not fun to watch, injury or not. I mean, I just don't want to see Nick Diaz fight anymore. I'd rather see him find a different career at this stage in his life where he's 41. Because I just think even, you know, let's say even he went out there and somehow beat Vicente Luque, what's the ceiling for Nick Diaz in this division? I just don't care to watch someone that's a shell of his former self. I just don't have any interest in that. So hopefully this is the end of the road for Nick Diaz. And you'd have to think on the UFC's end, what is this, 2-3 times they've tried to put this fight together. I mean, I think the universe is telling the UFC something he shouldn't be fighting again. So, again, I don't know the exact details why he's out of the fight, but I'm happy to not see Nick Diaz fight again. I'm in that camp. But let's talk about Gorimbo and Luque. I mentioned it there. Gorimbo on a nice win streak, right? He's got 4 straight wins, all against, you know, subpar competition, but he's defeating all these guys. I think this is the right step up for him after getting 4 straight wins. He gets that ranked opponent. And you look at it there, you know, Gorimbo more of a submission guy than a knockout artist for sure. And 33 years old, 6'1" with a 77-inch reach, taking on Vicente Luque, who is 5'11" with a 76-inch reach. So you'll see there, Gorimbo going to be a little bit taller and also have a bit of a reach advantage. Age-wise, though, Gorimbo's actually older. You would think Luque's older just because he's been in the UFC longer, but Gorimbo is actually going to be a year older in this fight. Yeah, really interesting matchup. I don't know. I think this one's a coin flip. I really do, because, you know, unfortunately, Luque, last couple fights, like the Buckley fight got finished there, but we obviously know how great Buckley is. You know, got finished by Jeff Neal. That's some serious punishment he's taken. Gorimbo's not going to have the same threat, especially not in the stand-up. And then saying that, Gorimbo, you know, he finished Pete Rodriguez, but all these other fights have gone the distance. I'm kind of leaning Luque in this spot. We'll have to see what the odds are. I think if you're going to get Luque at plus money, I certainly think it's worth a stab, because I just don't think Gorimbo presents too much damage to Luque, you know, or too much of a threat to Luque, I should say, because of the fact I don't think he's going to, like, you know, he's not like a striker that's like going to put Luque in any sort of danger here. So my early pick right now, I'm kind of leaning Luque decision. Remember, this is 3 rounds, so that's sort of where I'm leading on the pick, but love this fight. Great replacement fight. Glad to see Thembo get the opportunity. And again, for Luque, I think this is a fight that, you know, means more in the division, him beating a guy who's on a 4-fight win streak instead of a guy who hasn't won a fight since, when was Diaz's last win? 2011? Yeah, I'll take that, you know, for sure on that. And I'll be obviously breaking down this fight a little bit more in depth come fight time. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think this is the end of the road for Nick Diaz? Are you happy to see Nick Diaz out of this fight, or do you want to see him compete again? And what's your early prediction for Thembo Gorimbo and Vicente Luque? Let me know in the comments. Would love to discuss this with you. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, @LynchOnSports. My name is James Lynch. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.